Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today so that we can discuss Van Wilder. So in this movie, we have Ryan Reynolds in the titular role. He's playing a guy who's been at college for nearly a decade, not doing a whole lot of learning apparently, but doing a lot of partying. Everybody knows who he is. He's made connections everywhere. He schmoozes everybody. If you want something done on campus, he can probably help you do it. He is in desperate need of a new assistant, however, which is how he meets a guy named Taj, who is looking to he's in the opposite situation. He's done a lot of learning at college, but he hasn't done a lot of partying. So he's looking forward to kind of becoming Van Wilder's right-hand man so that he can get involved in that party lifestyle. At the same time, there's a story being done on him by college reporter Tara Reid, who is reporting on the fact that Van's been there for so long, but he hasn't graduated. And pretty soon, there's even more drama because his dad starts to realize what's going on and being like, I've had enough of this. He's going to cut off the money to Van Wilder, which means he might have to move on into the real world. So all that and more right here in this movie, Van Wilder. So this movie, I think it's really funny. It's definitely like a gross out college comedy. The scene with the dogs and like the cream-filled pastries is absolutely disgusting. I think it's one of the most disgusting scenes in any of the like gross-out comedies like this. But this movie also though has a little bit of heart to it too, not a lot, but it does have some. And it's not all gross-out humor. There is some like legitimately like smart banter, and I like all the different weird characters that are in this. It's got a pretty expansive ensemble cast as well. So I think it's really funny, and yes, it is extremely over the top, and it does have some like moments that you're kind of like, wow, I can't believe they actually did that. But I think it all works overall. I think it's a really funny movie. I think it's held up pretty well, and I think Ryan Reynolds was like the perfect choice to play Van Wilder. He seems to kind of have that vibe to him. It works, and I think he's pretty much played this character in nearly every movie that he's made sense, if we're being honest. But I think Van Wilder is funny. I think it's got great pacing. I love the cast. You got Tara Reid. Who doesn't want Tara Reid in a movie? But, funny comedy, college comedy. It's got a lot of sex stuff. It's got a lot of, ribald humor, stuff like that. But I think it's funny. I think it works. And I think it's absolutely is held up. And I think it's hard for a comedy to hold up, even though this is definitely a time capsule in some ways of its time as far as like the music and some of the references and stuff. But I think for a comedy, it's held up pretty decently. But that's my review for Van Wilder. I give it a thumbs up. I think it's still hanging in there. But thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you soon.